Stand by. The program will begin soon.
There's an example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. We might even play this clip. She was here. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she's never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last... is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck! CNN is undergoing significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 60% of the work. This move is part of a broader strategy of the CEO wants to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute! Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty. Because 90% of kids who think they're trans puberty is the fix for most of the problem. But you guys are medicalization kids and sterilization kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old. Why does it, when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom he's got a good check on the printer. Aussie. Oh! Oh, God.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
Everything. I submitted a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. That took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive pardon, whether he can issue the president's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would
can't?
Be a gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse of presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, J.B. Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, J.B. Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt. Or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jimmy
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a pardon
this.
also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that committee?
The seeking of pardons is...
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. You're going to condemn that pardon.
You know, Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people, commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One who, in fact, one drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold him.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators thinking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird part.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly concerned about his own criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Like the boy asked, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Avocado Diablo, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where sad news today, obviously, the loss of a former child star who played a role in many of our hearts for a long time, and generally one of the good guys in Hollywood, and well, we'll talk about him a little bit later. But it's, you know, it is World Mango Day, so that's important. Anyway, another day of news, another day of stuff to talk about, because there's stuff every day. And wait, Bill Cosby, what the, that's weird. And so we're gonna get it started. Not a lot of people here coming in yet, but you know, they'll show up eventually. I gave my 10-minute thing. So let's just get into it, because I got quite a few things to get through. Yes, Tyre. Yes, he did. I'll talk about that in a minute. Oh shoot, I closed the. Okay, well, I'll find it anyway. Let's say hi to everybody first in the chat today. Avocados Diablo gets the bell. Things are right in the world. Nicely done. Also, good morning, JB. Good morning, Louie. Renee Mayette's in the house. Hello. Resolute Germ. Hi. Tyler F. The Pope. Tyrannius. The Blessed Lich, whose message today: blessing the most sacred amongst the dead, among dead, let us all rejoice, for what has granted us the gift of today. Oh, you forgot the he. That made it tough for me. Boomer. Why am I getting a boomer note? I don't know what that means. Oh, because the music in the background. I didn't have my headphones on. I forgot that was on there. Also, Somnable Nation, good morning. And let's see, on my honorable mention list of favorite Canadians, Special Can Acid, Play Trucker Zach's here, Lord Stanhope, what's up? More people coming in. Aaron Meredith, what's up? And Keishel, hi Kirsten, how you doing? I think did I miss anybody? I hope not. Anyway, so go ahead and hit that like button, because, you know, at least if there's only going to be 15, 20 people here, it should be 15 or 20 likes. Let's go. Hit the damn like button and share the stream if you haven't already. Some of you have, though. Let's take a look at that little list. Let's start with oh, there we go. Somnable Nation tweeted out the show, of course. Thank you very much. Let's just repost that bad boy. There we go. And Tyre Alexander with the daily woo. Ric Flair. Yep. That's part of the show. There we go. Ric Flair. Woo. What else we got? Scrolling up, and is that what was he called? Disco Inferno? Is that who that is? Yeah, that's a classic wrestler right there. That is Disco Inferno, right? Which might have been the dumbest gimmick for a wrestler ever. But anyway, and a tribute to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Let's jam on it on the one. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. And also thanks to the people who a little soul trade from JB with the Let's Go. Nicely done. Oh, got to do the repost there. And then all the people who reposted me: Kirsten, Somnable Nation, JB, Tyler F, and Tyre Alexander and Resolute Germ. So thanks everybody for doing that. I appreciate it. So the sad news today that a lot of people are talking about. Yes, Malcolm Jamal Warner, formerly of the he did a lot of shows, but he became really famous on the Cosby Show, because he was in the movie Fame. I forgot that. Someone mentioned that today. Hello. What is that? Aditya Baranwal, welcome to the show. Nice to have you here. Yeah, Malcolm John Warner passed away. Now I heard about I saw someone doing a tribute to him yesterday, and I was like, what's that all about? Hello, Banks is in the house. What up, Banks? So let's see. This person is saying, my follower is going to leave you with this tonight. Cosby alum Malcolm Jamal Warner, last message before transitioning from the terrestrial to the celestial. Do right by others, stay decent, lead with love. You never know which moment is your last. This is Malcolm Jamal Warner. Here, let's just listen to this. This is eerie that he had some kind of a message like that. Let's listen to this. Oh, maybe not. There's no sound, and I don't have it muted. What the hell? Or do I have it muted? Oh, did I? Come on. Well, that's weird. Well, maybe. Here we go. Oh, that was the one. Yeah, that was the one I had open before. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's not working either. What the bloody hell's going on?
Flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday.
Okay, here we go.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And you know,
nice.
Life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Like if you just take a minute to stop and take stock, I guarantee you can find at least one reason to smile. And if for some reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile. So, try to smile for yourself and be a reason for someone else to smile. That's all I got. Send the love because it's been a minute. Peace. And
wow.
I'll be back soon.
Oh man. So anyway, I don't even know the details, and I was going to read an article on it, and I accidentally closed it. So here it is. Here, let's just do the CNN article. Malcolm Jamal Warner, actor known, started as Theo in the Cosby Show, dead at age 54. Yeah, he's only a little bit younger than me. Oh, whatever. Malcolm Jamal Warner, an actor and artist who rose to fame as a child as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has died, according to a source close to the actor. He was 54 years old. Warner died in a drowning accident in Costa Rica, where he was on vacation with his family, the source said. Warner was swimming at Playa Grande near the town of Cahuita in the province of Limon on the Caribbean coast around 2:30 p.m. local time Sunday, when a current pulled him deeper into the ocean, according to the Associated Press. Costa Rica's Judicial Investigation Police told CNN on Monday that people who were on the beach tried to help Warner, but he was declared dead by the Red Cross. Another man is in critical condition after being pulled into the current with Warner, authorities said. CNN has reached out to representatives for Warner for further information. The native of New Jersey started acting at age 9, making appearances in shows like Fame. He was a young teen when he was cast as the only son of Bill Cosby and Felicia Rashad's characters, Heathcliff and Claire Huxtable, in The Cosby Show, which ran from 1984 to 1992. In an interview with CNN affiliate WPVI Monday, Cosby recalled his on-screen son's dedication to his craft. You could depend on Malcolm always to learn his lines, to gather his character, to come out and be ready, Cosby said. Cosby told WPVI he was gutted by the shocking news of Warner's death, adding, "Of course, my thoughts went straight to his mother, who worked so hard. She was wonderful with him." Warner spoke about the legacy of the popular Emmy-winning sitcom with pride. Quote, "The fact that the Cosby Show for Black America and white America alike finally legitimized the black middle class, which has always been around since the inception of this country, but as with everything, is not legitimate till it's on television," Warner said. When the show first came out, there were white people and black people talking about how the Huxtables didn't really exist. Black people don't really live like that. Meanwhile, we were getting au contraire, man. My you should have met the the guy we had as a veterinarian. He lived way better than that. Even. Anyway, whole nother story. The white people, the black people didn't really live like that. Meanwhile, we were getting tens of thousands of fan letters from people saying, "Thank you so much for the show," he added. Warner was nominated for a Primetime Emmy in 1986 for his supporting work on The Cosby Show. By the time the series was over, Warner said in a 2013 interview, "We were still on top enough to go out on top, but we were ready to live our own lives. We were ready to move on, and as Mr. Cosby said, by that point, we had pretty much said all we could say." Interesting too. He went on. He directed a few episodes of The Cosby Show while he was on the show, and he also directed some episodes of The Fresh Prince and some other shows. I mean, he got into directing, and then he did some acting beyond that. But yeah, his claim to fame is Theo Huxtable, and I'm not concerned about what he says about Bill Cosby, but here it goes on. Oh, good morning, by the way, Lady Cara, nice to have you. Somebody else showed up too. Blue Eyed Scream, what's happening? Nice to have you here. As much as he honored playing Theo, Warner also worked hard to show how multifaceted he was, including being a Grammy-winning musician. I didn't even know that. I know he did a spoken word jazz album. Is that what they're talking about? He won Best Traditional R&B Performance for the song Jesus Children, a Stevie Wonder cover Warner performed with the Robert Glasper Experience. He was also nominated for a Grammy in 2023 for Best Spoken Word Poetry Album. Warner spoke with CNN in 2017 about his music and becoming a father. I'm going to let you all read the rest of this article on your own. But, I mean, even just from that little clip of the last thing he had posted on the internet, you can tell he was one of the good guys. He really was. And it's really sad. It kind of breaks my heart because I was a fan of the Cosby Show when I was a kid. Loved the character Theo because he was a little mischievous and got in trouble a lot, but he was also just he was a cool dude and followed his career a little bit later beyond, and there you go. So midnight. Good morning, Marty. This is Ms. Wild Wolf on my Monco's account. Oh, gotcha. You are live on my live. Oh, well, welcome to anyone who's watching me via Ms. Wild Wolf, via Midnight, via Monco. I had never heard of Monco. Is that that's what I'm subscribed to, that I watch you every once in a while? Is there a different account? I'm not familiar. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for joining, y'all. Appreciate it. So yeah, that was some sad news. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna lighten it up because today's holidays are here. So the holidays today, and I already mentioned one. It's Mango Day. Celebrate Mango Day with juicy recipes, tropical drinks, and mango-themed activities. I love me a good ripe mango. Oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite fruits. World Brain Day. I'm not going to make a comment. National Hammock Day, National Thomas Day if your name is Thomas, and Sophia Day if your name is Sophia. Pie Approximation Day. What? I might make a pie. Wait, why is it pie? What? Celebrate Pie Approximation Day by exploring the fascinating world. And it's then Casual Pie Day. Get ready to indulge in some delicious pie on Casual Pie Day. Well, I have a cherry pie sitting up on my counter. I should probably go eat a piece of cherry pie. And whatever, National Panuch Fudge Day. Anyone here know what Panuch Fudge is? I sure don't. Indulge in the rich and creamy goodness of Panucci Fudge on National Panuch Fudge Day. It's the perfect excuse for a sweet treat. All right. So much for holidays. There's pretty dumb ones today. Anyway, also the Cosby Show is trending because of Theo Huxtable passing away, and this is this is one of my favorite clips from the show when they did a little lip sync for the grandparents, and to the Ray Charles song that was playing in the background during my countdown. So I'll put a link to that. It's one of those feel good things that you go back and watch when you're remembering things. So There you go. It'll be in the links today. Also today, so apparently, and this is interesting. There's a channel on YouTube called Jubilee, and they usually they bring in some, named influencer or whatever, and they have, oh, that's on my screen. That was not, like, there's a piece of dust on my screen. I thought, is that on the show? Anyway, so they have these, like, they'll have one person come in, they'll have 20 people surround them, and they all get a chance to debate whatever. And so recently they had on Mehdi Hasan, the MSNBC commentator, and they had him debate like all these really super far right, some even self-proclaimed fascist people. And I was like, I was thinking about that because I saw one of those left-wing influencers bitching that Jubilee even did this, but I'm kind of pissed about it too, because they pulled it. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is because this guy who's known as Pine Sap was fired over fascist statements on Jubilee. Catholic commentator Connor James Estelle, known online as Pine Sap, was dismissed from his job following a widely viewed debate on the YouTube channel Jubilee, where he openly identified as a fascist. During the debate with a progressive journalist, Mehdi Hasan, Estelle expressed controversial views leading to significant backlash. Subsequently, Estelle started a fundraiser claiming job loss due to his political opinions, though reports suggest he might not have been employed as claimed. I watched just a couple pieces of this thing, and how do I put this gently? It was fucking stupid, and I'm tempted to do just strictly a show just watching that. And because look, I'm not a fan of Mehdi Hasan. I think he's an asshole. But the people they had on that I saw, at least, were some of the just the worst representatives of what would be considered the right. Like these guys, just the dumb, like unnecessarily racist shit they were saying that I saw. Now, I haven't seen the whole thing. Maybe some of them made some good arguments, so I should probably watch it before I say this. But this asshole, I don't think people should be fired for their political views, but sometimes you realize you gotta know what your room is. And so I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I said, in fact, I don't know if there's a link. Let's see if there might even be a clip of this dummy saying something. Here, this is the guy right here.
Connor's America look, what would it look like? Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
I didn't ask about deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as,
Where does
it could be a kind of aristocratic class, could be someone
who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it.
So that's a democracy. Why we would have a dictator, but he claims to be a fascist here.
So isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that state.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family?
And look, I guarantee you, as you're listening to this, do you think there's what percentage of, say, for example, Trump supporters believe this? Because I even though I voted for Trump, I'm not looking for a third term from him. I just think let's stick to what where we're at in the Constitution. I don't think we should ever have any kind of autocratic leader in this country. It's and the antithesis of what we are. And so I'm like, why is this guy even promoting this idea? And he doesn't represent anything that I believe. So just FYI.
You're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because that's the whole thing.
Oh my God!
Autocrats tend to kill everyone, even their own supporters.
Schmidt makes this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I don't care. I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at all.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that...
Now, even the people in this room, see, she's like,
Why the fuck am I here now? Why am I here? Oh, jeez. Oh, thank you, Midnight. Nice.
There was a little bit of persecution and stuff like that, which is
a little bit of persecution. They killed people. See these. No. This dude. Oh, well, there it is. There's the new subscriber. Thank you, Midnight. Woohoo! Greatly appreciated. This guy, because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican. Yeah, this guy's a full-on asshole, the Nazi fucker.
Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, God. And people
Absolutely.
are clapping for
I'm
that?
Just checking who's clapping, just to get my set of where everyone is on this. Because you know that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out who the fascists and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
No, clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were fat cats.
Are
They
you
were
in favor
aristocrats.
of,
They didn't care.
favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not. If
You mentioned
they...
Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed...
Okay. You get the idea. This guy's an idiot. I don't know where the link to the entire... And then and this motherfucker has a give, send, go. Let's see what this says. My name is Connor, and I was recently shown in the latest Jubilee episode. As a result, unfortunately, I was subsequently released from my job. I'm raising money as an emergency fund for other expenses while I look for a new job. To clarify, I was terminated from my position for holding fully legal not traditional right-wing views. Don't even go there, fuckface. This is cancel culture and political discrimination on full display. It just went on Rift where I shared my story of what happened. You can watch it. No, come on. You can't. I mean, look. I don't know what he does. I don't know where he works. I don't know what he does for a living that he would have been let go of his job. But I don't. You're an asshole. I think we'll be needing this shovel for his grave. I'm just saying. Hello, Darren Root. What's up? My other problem here, because this guy was on, very publicly being an asswipe or asshat. And look, if he wants to be a fascist, be a fascist. I don't care. I don't support fascists. And I don't think Donald Trump's a fascist. I don't think, but as you scroll through this, okay, fascist thinking it was safe to call himself a fascist in front of millions. Literal fascist got exposed on Jubilee, has been fired from his job. Freedom of speech isn't freedom from consequences. But down here, this is the one that kind of pisses me off. Christian commentator known as Pine Sap has been fired from his job over his political views. Christian commentator? What? Because I'm a Christian. I think he's an asshole. Don't make it. That's not Christian to me. I mean, it's not. That's not representative of Christianity. At least he may call himself a Christian. He may not have had the job. He may not even had the job he claims he had. Yeah, he may not have. That's what the other things people are saying. And you give Harry Sisson fodder. The guy from Jubilee admitted he was a fascist and defended the Nazis. Has been fired from his job. Good. You love to see it. Fascists can cry me river. Yeah, I'm in the fuck that guy department right now. FTG to whoever this asshole is. Oh my God, horrible news. This guy says he feels destroyed after losing his well-paying job following the release of Jubilee debate where he expressed his political views. You can disagree with his political philosophy, but Pine Sap is one of the nicest people I've ever met. Okay. But he's almost antithesis of what this country's about, too. I mean, holy fuck. So anyway, I do want to, I really do want to watch that episode now. Lots of people bitching about that in the episode. Let me see if I can find it here, and we'll just put a link to it. Because now I want to watch it to see how many of them do not represent what I believe is the right philosophy, or they've gone way too far. Jubilee. Let's see. So here's the, I'll put this on. Here's the channel. Mehdi Hassan versus far right. Well, at least they say far right. But like when they say far right, okay, this is an hour and 40 minutes long.
My family lineage is.
So I'll leave a link to the in here, and I may watch it myself later. All right, let's move on. People are still talking about the WNBA and the term because the WNBA is trending, which to my for me, I would be saying they aren't getting paid more because the WNBA has never made a profit, and so there's no place to give you more money from unless you just demand that the WNBA takes greater losses and or subsidies from the NBA. So anyway, people are saying, let's see, here's a feminist reasoning. Because the WNBA is a female league, it is the fault of society that people don't find it entertaining, not the players. Anyone who has watched the WNBA knows that it isn't even elite high school boys basketball. That's a fact. Well, that's true. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, and you know what I'm talking about. The All-Star game, they came out with T-shirts during the warm-up that said, pay us what you owe us, which is interesting. And I've gotten some arguments on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, with people about that because, I'm saying, well, look, the reason the NBA, because they're complaining that they don't, the revenue share for the WNBA players, the revenues of the WNBA, isn't even close to what the revenue share is for the NBA, right? The NBA makes, has a revenue of, what, 20 billion, I think? $20 billion or something like that, or 50, whatever. And the reason they can pay more is because the revenue share is part of the profit that the WNBA or the NBA makes. So in order to share more of the revenue, you're basically cutting into the profits of the NBA. In the WNBA, the revenue they're sharing as part of, because the revenue, the part of the expense is the player's salary. And that's the same in the NBA. But when the WNBA has lost money every year for 30 years, you don't have money and profits that you can share to increase their percentage of the revenue as their salaries. You all understand math, but some people on the internet don't think that's how business works. Oh, well, there's businesses that operate at a loss. Yeah. How long can they operate at a loss? How long does a business operate at a loss before it no longer is able to continue? And so, because they mentioned, sometimes, these many companies on this index operate at a loss. Yeah, how many years did that happen? Okay, and so, again, the WNBA is subsidized by the NBA. So anyway, because the NBA trending, we are actually still protecting women's sports because the WNBA generates no profits and wouldn't exist without men. True. They are owed nothing, but chose that word for a reason. They can't say, pay us what we earned you, because the WNBA has never turned a profit. But people are arguing against that idea, not even mentioning that this is possibly the only woman that deserves to wear this shirt, because the WNBA definitely does owe her. But what do they owe the others? The WNBA has never made a profit. They are on pace to lose another $50 million again. Even now, here's one thing that is happening. They do have a television contract coming up that will probably increase their revenue from just over 200 million to over $1 billion coming up in the next couple of years. And there's some more players coming in that we know are going to be exciting, similar to Caitlin Clark when we had Paige, whatever. But it's still, the problem with women's basketball is not that they're not the best at what they do in their sport, but that there's, like many sports, the discrepancy between the athleticism in one sport versus the male version is so big that it's sometimes hard to watch. And I guarantee you that I could find much more talent at a 8th grade boys AAU basketball game, or a more exciting game than I would find at a WNBA game. Now, I personally like watching the WNBA. I live in the home of the 4-time champion Minnesota Lynx. I watch games occasionally on TV, although sometimes they're hard to watch because the skill sets are so much lower than the men. Although they, as a group, they play great. They do play good basketball, but it's just not the same. And so not everyone's going to like that niche, and I get it. So it's just silly that argument's going on. But boy, oh boy, it's raging. The argument's raging on the internet. So there you go. What else is there? Oh, UNESCO. This is just let's do some news items. Just some quickie news items. Not that kind of quickie. No, not that kind of quickie. Okay, so let's see. UNESCO's trending. UNESCO. I don't even know what it stands for, but it's some kind of. It's some. What the hell is? Where's my phone? Siri, what does UNESCO stand for? It doesn't even say. It just says the Agency of the United Nations established in 1945 to promote the exchange of information, ideas, and culture. In 1984, the U.S. withdrew from the organization, but in 2003, after satisfied with certain reforms, it rejoined. Well, now we're leaving UNESCO again. Thank you, Avocados Diablo, for dropping a small bowl in the tip jar. 223. Best place to do it is via Streamlabs, those little links that Johnny Boomer Tech puts in the chat. But super chats are cool too. Whatever you got, I take it and I appreciate it. Avocados Diablo says, I would say the WNBA is too big to fail, but I have a hard time using the word big and WNBA in the same day, let alone the same sentence. Yeah. Well, there's some big women in there. I'm just saying. And it's decent basketball, but it's not great basketball, and that's the problem. Until it's great basketball, I don't know that it's gonna ever happen. All right, let's go back. Back to UNESCO though. Tammy Bruce, from the State Department spokesperson, says today the United States announced our decision to withdraw from UNESCO. Like many UN organizations, UNESCO strayed from its founding mission. Going forward, U.S. participation in international organizations must make America safer, stronger, more prosperous. Now, some people are pissed about this. Some are saying that's due to the admission of the state of Palestine as a member state, which U.S. sees as anti-Israel rhetoric. Again, here it is. Today, the United States informed Director General Audrey Azoulay of the United States' decision to withdraw from UNESCO. Continued involvement in UNESCO is not in the national interest of the United States. UNESCO works to advance divisive social and cultural causes and maintains an outsized focus on UN's Sustainable Development Goals, a globalist ideological agenda for an international development at odds with our America First foreign policy. UNESCO's decision to admit the state of Palestine as a member state is highly problematic, contrary to U.S. policy, and contributed to the proliferation of anti-Israel rhetoric within the organization. Continued U.S. participation in the international organization will focus on advancing America's interests with clarity and conviction. Pursuant to Article 2(6) of the UNESCO Constitution, U.S. withdrawal will take effect on December 31st, 2026. The United States will remain a full member of UNESCO until that time. So the withdrawal is not till 2026? Okay, that's weird. Why not just go cold turkey, man? Don't linger around. Anyway, so that's news. Also the news, after 77 years, I was wondering why In-N-Out was trending yesterday. Again, no pun intended with the other comment, never mind. After 77 years, California legend In-N-Out Burger is out of the Golden State. What? No. I love when I visit my mother or my sisters or other relatives in California, I love going to In-N-Out Burger. It's like one of my favorites. Holy no, this is terrible. In a move that should surprise no one. What? Here, that's a cookie thing. It is a move that should surprise no one familiar with the economic realities of California. In-N-Out Burger, the iconic food chain founded in 1948, is packing its corporate bags and heading east to Tennessee. Tennessee. The reason? The Golden State's relentless assault on business through steep minimum wage mandates that have made operating there not just difficult, but increasingly untenable. You know, it's funny. Last time I was in California, well, not the last time, but recent time, we were driving through we were at Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, and the In-N-Out Burger there had signs on the window looking for employees, and we're starting them at $22 an hour to work fast food. And I was like, God, it must be tough to get employees here, for one, and two, especially in San Francisco where everything's freaking expensive. But anyway, in a recent interview with podcast Ali Bestucky, In-N-Out president Lindsay Snyder didn't mince words about how the business, its employees, and consumers are being economically mauled by the California government bear. Raising a family is not easy here, she said. Doing business is not easy here. Snyder's decision to relocate to Tennessee, where the company plans to open a new regional office in Franklin, is a direct response to oppressive California labor laws, statutes that this outlet has been covering. So starting in April 1, 2024, California imposed a $20 per hour minimum wage for fast food workers at chains with 60 or more locations nationwide, according to the Assembly Bill 1228. Only restaurants with supermarkets, airports, hospitals, universities, traditional bakeries, and family businesses where the owner's hands-on were exempt. So basically, they forcing chains to pay $20 an hour, but mom and pop shops don't have to. So it's you know. So yeah, they're gone. They're leaving. Well, I hope they don't close all the shops. Don't hire more than 59 employees. Yeah, but is it 50? It says statewide though. Yeah, more than 60 or more locations nationwide. Nationwide. And how many? Let's ask Siri. Siri, how many In-N-Out Burger locations are Siri, wake up. How many In-N-Out Burger locations are there in the United States? No, cancel. Siri, how many In-N-Out locations are there in the United States? There are 418 In-N-Out burgers in the United States. So they'd have to close, I can't do the math, 392. So they'd have to close a shitload of them. So there you go. All right. So bummer for In-N-Out Burger. Moving on. Also the news, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, her Bronx office was vandalized recently, apparently by anti-Israel activists. The group has ticked AOC voted against an amendment that would have stripped funding for the IDF. A group called Boogie Down Liberalism. Oh, wait. A group called Boogie Down Liberation Front. That sounds like a good name for a band. Boogie Down Liberation Front. Anyway, vandalized Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Bronx office on Sunday night. People left a sign, quote, AOC funds genocide in Gaza on the front. Quote, the Bronx is sick and tired of people like AOC and Richie Torres using us as a stepping stone for their own political careers. The Bronx stands with the people of Palestine, and we denounce the hypocrisy of AOC, who voted to fund to help Israel's ongoing genocide and starvation campaign inside Gaza. Fuck AOC! That's what the sign said. Wow. I didn't realize that she was one of those people who was supporting of Israel and genocide of Gaza, but it's, you know, I wonder if she'll be able to win her next primary. Anyway, so there you go. That's a bummer. Also the news, Clinton email investigation amid a critical piece of evidence, according to a declassified report. The Federal Bureau of Investigation did not review thumb drives containing potentially significant evidence while investigating Hillary Clinton's private email server, according to a newly declassified report. An FBI draft memo from May 2016 stated reviewing the thumb drives would be necessary to conduct a thorough and complete investigation, including assessing national security risks associated with the private server. Yet the agency never finalized the memorandum or submitted this request to the department, according to documents released Monday by Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley. So, people are going to be bitching about her emails again. But, that whole fiasco, if you ask me, was another load of bullshit. So, yeah, that's, honestly, when Donald Trump said, because you'd be in jail, she probably should be in jail. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why isn't Hillary Clinton in jail? Oh, because James Comey said, well, she didn't mean it. Yeah, right. Anyway, moving on. Also in the news, in Minneapolis, close to my home, the Somali pirate is won the Democratic nomination for mayor. Well, there's lots of news about him. According to this, he wants to mandate Muslim prayer breaks, fraud, tied cat, BLM riot support, progressive, not radical enough. Anyway, listen, Minnesota State Senator Omar Fatah, who's now the Democratic nominee for mayor of Minneapolis, which means he will be the next Minneapolis mayor, a self-described Democratic socialist, is now running for mayor of Minneapolis. And he opened his campaign office to support George Floyd rioters and called for banning tear gas and rubber bullets, returned thousands in campaign cash tied to one of the nation's largest fraud schemes, and has pushed to compel Amazon to implement mandatory prayer breaks for Muslim workers. Oh my gosh. We have Muslims who need to pray 5 days, 5 times a day. And, they don't have a mandatory prayer break, but the one guy who goes and prays during is just normal break, because it doesn't say I don't think it says what time you have to pray. Any Muslims in the chat? I don't know. It doesn't say what time you have to pray, right? So you can get it 5 times a day without having specific times, but apparently he thinks that should be mandatory. Hello, Selected Boy, by the way. In a previous role as Minneapolis community specialist, Fatah cited involvement in efforts to pressure Amazon to allow East African Muslim employees time off during the workday for prayer. What we know is that the large corporations are going to take advantage of folks, especially if they are not well versed in their rights. Okay, I'm not sure if you have a right to have your company give you prayer breaks or not, but apparently he thinks so. Fatah, the first Somali American in the Minnesota Senate, has also expressed disdain for the term progressive, arguing it's not far left enough. He prefers the label Democratic Socialist, stating, what bothered me about the term progressive is that it's shifted from having a meaning to being a spectrum where progressive candidates don't have to support housing, education, healthcare as rights. Are housing, education, and healthcare rights, or you kind of have a responsibility to make sure you can get those things? I don't know. Anyway, that they take corporate and oil money, he added. Democratic socialism is about those convictions about what everyone deserves, those rights. It's a yes or no question. Yeah. Anyway, there's more about him. Just let's just say I'm the mayor now. All right, moving on. That was like that. Oh, Tulsi Gabbard also is trending because of this thing with the Barack Obama. Let's see. A lot of people are bitching about her. The most ironic. This is the Brian Krasenstein. Here's the Daily Krasenstein. The most ironic thing about that Tulsi Gabbard is doing the exact thing that she's claiming Obama did, even though he didn't, which she claims is treason. She is manufacturing a false narrative to politicize a report. Maybe Gabbard should be arrested. Okay, what the fuck's he saying here? Let's see what she said that got him in his little panties in a bunch. By the way, the Krasensteins are on vacation somewhere in Asia. because both of them posted pictures of them and their family on airplanes going, I'm leaving the country for Asia, because it's a troll trap, right? And so expecting people, oh, you're finally leaving the country like you said you would. And it's obvious that they're going on a family vacation. So I just wrote, you know what? You have a great vacation with your family. We can argue another time. But a lot of people did the troll thing. Let's see what Tulsi says on this show, whatever that is, with Maria Bartiromo.
And I
the loud really wanted to talk like this.
understand that there is more, perhaps, that you are going to come out with next week.
Is it just me, or has Maria Bartiromo, has her accent and just that kind of Saturday Night Live talk show voice, has that gotten more and more extreme over the years? Because I don't remember her talking like this back when she was just, a Fox News business reporter. Is it just me? Or is she starting to talk like a lot more like a New York or whatever she is, because that she talks loud and does this and that? I don't know. Anyway.
And I was told that that's why they raided Mar-a-Lago, that they wanted to find the Trump-Russia documents that indicated there was absolutely no collusion and that there was no evidence to even start such an investigation. But Trump didn't have it there in Mar-a-Lago, but that's why they raided his house in 2022. Is that correct?
She's hard to listen to.
I don't have the...
And why does... Okay, this also drives me crazy. And I like Tulsi Gabbard, but I'm wary, okay? But she and... who's the Arizona lady? Using the filter... always using the little filtered camera or whatever. It drives me nuts. This isn't you're not on a model runway, or why are you using filters anyway?
Details on the specifics of the Mar-a-Lago raid,
and she doesn't even need it. She's already attractive.
Those are within the possession of the FBI. But there's no question in my mind that this intelligence community assessment that President Obama ordered be published, which contained a manufactured intelligence document. It's worse than even politicization of intelligence. It was manufactured intelligence that sought to achieve President Obama and his team's objective, which was undermining President Trump's presidency and subverting the will of the American people. So yes, next week we will be releasing more detailed information about how exactly this took place and the extent to which this information was sought to be hidden from the American people, hidden from officials who would be in a position to do something about it. And that's really the point here that I think is most important, Maria, and you said it in your opening. Accountability is essential for the future of our country, for the American people to have any sense of trust in the integrity of our democratic republic. Accountability, action, prosecution, indictments for those who are responsible for trying to steal our democracy is essential for us to make sure that this never happens to our country again.
Okay.
And I understand.
So here's the only problem they're going to have, at least with the judges we have now, that because the judges are going to control if they actually try to indict somebody. We had the old Supreme Court ruling. The big argument's going to be, presidential immunity. That's what they're going to go for, right? But all the people on the left are just pissed off about this, man, about this this whole thing. Who wants to see Tulsi Gabbard go scorched earth on these scumbags? I do, but I'm sorry. Just some of the bullshit they pulled off, especially with the Clinton stuff, and they just it's crazy. Moving on. And then let's see. Oh, Hunter Biden. Let's talk about Hunter Biden, and we'll probably finish the show with talking about Hunter Biden because there's a whole bunch of stuff here. So Hunter Biden's getting all vocal and shit. He's trending. And we're gonna watch a few different clips based from different people. Where Hunter Biden has decided that he's going to he's going to start talking about how people are grifters. I mean, I tell you, I laughed just reading this because this is that call to activism account. Hunter Biden goes scorched earth on Trump, And here, let me just play this clip because this dude's got balls. I mean, I'm telling you, we're talking stainless steel or solid brass or something to even be out there running his mouth. But here he is.
Meanwhile, these motherfuckers,
with Trump Mobile, we're going to be introducing an entire package of products.
They're selling gold telephones and sneakers and $2 billion investments in golf courses and selling tickets to the White House for investment into their meme coin.
Overnight, President Trump returning to the White House after a black tie gala for the biggest buyers of the Trump crypto coin.
The Qataris give him a jet, and the Emiratis...
No, they gave the United States a jet. It's not giving Trump a jet, but whatever.
Put $2 billion into their cryptocurrency, and the Saudis are going to build a tower. And I mean, by the way, that's just what we see. And I even hate mentioning my name in that because either I am the biggest fucking moron on the face of the earth.
Do proceed.
Or, like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, what is Fox News talking about? Anybody that mentions my name in Crime Family in the same, I'm like.
He doth protest too much. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But still. We got with those jobs to do what? Those board jobs? What? Huh? You sold your paintings to who? For how much? Your art? That I don't. By the way, are you still selling art, Hunter? Does anyone buying your art right now? Just wondering.
What are you talking about? Like, if you believe the worst possible thing that they've ever said about me, what they are openly doing. They're openly doing. And nobody's batting an eye. Don Jr. is opening a club called the Executive Club in Georgetown, in which it is promised that you will be able to rub shoulders at the cost of a $500,000 initiation fee.
The $500,000 membership fee would make it the most expensive private membership club in the country after Mar-a-Lago.
To join the club with people and decision makers in the cabinet of his father.
Now, the launch party on Saturday night included a who's who from the Trump cabinet with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Attorney General Pam Bondi, SEC Chair Paul Atkins, Dr. Oz, and a lot of others.
What is that other than literally the sale of influence? And by the way, that's just like a side thing for them. I don't get why people don't understand that it is the biggest grift that there is. And just look over here.
The biggest?
Look at Hunter Biden, the crack addict.
The biggest, Hunter. Now look, I didn't know about that little club deal and stuff, and that sounds pretty fucking shady too. And they're doing some stuff that I'm like, yeah, Donald Trump's a jackass, right? But God, Hunter Biden is the wrong spokesman to be talking about this. Period. Wesley Hunt, who's a Trump fan of Trump, says, "Oh, so Hunter Biden thinks his laptop full of minors, drugs, and prostitutes is no big deal because, hey, everyone has a laptop." Oh, is that what he said? Let me see this clip. Let's see this one. I got to see this. Did he say that?
My question to anybody that is keeping an open mind is, what is it that you think the laptop proves, or what you call the laptop? So everybody has a laptop.
Wait, what you call the laptop? Is this a? Depends on what the definition of is. What you call the laptop? You mean all that stuff that got put out there that you can't even show on TV? With you and the minor girls and the coke and the drugs and... Yeah! I'm going to let you finish.
So when they say Hunter Biden's laptop, what is it that they're talking about? Do you know?
They're not talking about the metal casing and the keys and the screen, resolution. They're talking about the shit that was on it, dummy. What do you think they're talking about?
Well, I know that you, your entire iCloud was connected to it. All of your personal text messages, private photos, all that kind of stuff.
Like everybody's laptop.
Yeah.
Oh, like everybody's laptop. I got to go check my wife's laptop right now. Like everybody's laptop. The underage prostitutes. That's on everybody's laptop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you left it with a repair shop owner. Particularly, I think the New York Post was involved in the spearheading of this mass dissemination of your private materials. From what it seemed like, it was a lot of private text between you and your friends.
Oh, yes,
family.
it was.
Your entire
It was
sort of
just
private
some
life
private
was on there.
text,
Yeah.
private
And again,
life.
so everybody has.
It also had a lot of stuff about your business dealings. Isn't that where they got the 10% for the big guy stuff? Yeah, that's where they got it. And again, the underage prostitutes. That was interesting too. That you say, were they not underage? Or I don't know.
A laptop. Everybody has a laptop.
Everybody.
No, not everybody has a laptop. Everybody has a digital life. Almost everybody has a digital life. Everybody has a digital life, pretty much. And that includes voicemails and pictures and
and videos of you doing drugs. Everybody's got one of those. I should probably see if I better go check my old laptop.
text messages and emails and location data.
That's all it is.
Everybody.
And your business dealings and everything. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. That's why Wesley Hunt said that. Shout out to Hunter Biden for proving the parties never switched. Democrats need 25, but if you free these slaves, who's going to pick our crops? Oh yeah, yeah, that's a funny one too. Because here I'm going to play this. And because this is one of the things he said.
For someone, it might be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. You. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your garden? Who do you think is here by the sheer just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought.
Who's gonna pick the cotton? Who's gonna pick the cotton if we don't have them here? Fuck. Oh my God. That's next time. Every time I hear that from now on, that's what I'm gonna say. Who's gonna pick the cotton? Holy shit. Oh, I'm happy Hunter Biden is speaking his truth. It's about time we had someone fighting back on the dishonest narratives about Biden. The man woke up and chose violence, and I love it. He's the wrong spokesman. I'm sorry. He's the wrong spokesman to go scorched earth. He's just the one. Well, now because he has immunity, too. He's got him. Daddy gave him immunity. Well, the auto pen gave him immunity. Ms. Wild Wolf, I see your other accounts in the chat too. I appreciate it. So yeah, Hunter Biden. Now, and if you want the whole interview, it is in the links today. Watch Hunter Biden demands Hunter Biden demands El Salvador invasion to bring back illegals. Oh wait, what does he do?
And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the fucking criminals. White men in America are 45 more times likely to commit a fucking violent crime than an immigrant. And
you know, it's funny. He says, well, I don't need to go there. U.S.-born citizens, not white men. And I'm not defending white men who commit crimes at all, but the spectrum of violent crimes in America is very interestingly spread out amongst various ethnicities, so to speak. And so I don't know where he came up with white men, but
commit a fucking violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well,
than an immigrant. Oh yeah. Well, even and that even includes illegal immigrants, because there's, illegal immigrants are trying to hide from those part, but a lot of them do commit, a small percentage of them do commit very heinous crimes. And in the case of that is, look, if we already have people committing crimes in the United States, why would we import anybody else who would be committing crimes? But he doesn't see that anyway.
Oh, and you got David Axelrod and Rahm fucking Emanuel, was so fucking smart, Rahm Emanuel. He said we got to understand that these people are really mad, and we got to appeal to these white voters. Rahm, the only people that fucking appealed to those fucking white voters was Joe Biden, 81 years old. and he got 81 million votes, and he did because not because he.
Yeah, he got 81 million votes.
He's their fucking Trumpian sense, but because he challenged it.
And he was going to lose the next time because he sucked.
He said,
I haven't said that for a while. Why was he going to lose anyway? Because he sucked.
You can be an 81-year-old Catholic from fucking Scranton that doesn't understand it, but still has empathy for transgender people and immigrants. And then nobody said, oh, Joe Biden's going to turn us into a socialist state, no matter how much they said it. But these guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for...
Good point, Aaron Meredith. Of course illegals aren't in the crime statistics. The sanctuary cities refuse to charge them. By the way, crossing the border illegally is a crime. Oh, I have a video about that. Did you see that yet? I need you all to do me a favor, and I'll put it in the links. I'll put all 3 versions in the links. If you could do me a favor when we're done here today, in the links, I put a new video about some of these people are saying that crossing the border is like jaywalking, and I have a nice answer to that. I did a little short video, and it's on both YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and TikTok. If you would be so kind to do me a favor, go on each of those and like it and put a comment about it or something. And if you can't have time to do 3, that's fine. Do one of them at least, just for algorithm purposes. And I'll play it before I leave, but I'd like you to go see it yourself.
Us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador? Because I'll tell you what.
What people? Oh, this the one though. Isn't that why all those people back from El Salvador? If they're from El Salvador, that's where they're from.
If I became president in 2 years from now, or 4
fat chance
years from now, or 3 years from now, I would pick up the phone and call the fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either fucking send them back or I'm going to fucking invade. It's a fucking crime what they're doing. He's a fucking dictator thug.
Bukele or Trump?
Both.
Oh, man, he would invade. He would. Well, guess we don't have to worry about that. I had another one. Oh, here, yeah. Fuck him. Hunter Biden goes off on Democrat who criticized Joe Biden's mental decline. Let's watch this one. He was, because he's mad about the Democrats, too. Is he in denial?
Opinions, but fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a fucking, I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. Fuck you. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right
Hey, we've been saying that for years, Hunter. Fuck you, George Clooney. Why do we have to listen to you? Finally, it's something I agree with Hunter Biden on. That's perfect. Yeah. Fuck you, George Clooney. Bitch.
To step on a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service.
Oh, because he said he's in decline? Sorry, truth hurts, Hunter. You don't get to be shadow president anymore.
Of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times to me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 fucking years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama, and that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod, and David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior fucking speechwriters in, on Barack Obama's Senate staff.
Is it just me? And I'm with all sincerity, I'm asking this with all sincerity. Is it just me? Or does Hunter Biden seem a little bitter right now? Holy shit. He's someone said scorched earth. Yeah, he's going scorched earth. He says fuck them all. How was your dad's mental state that last year in the last couple of years in the office, Hunter? Do you think he was declining? Was he actually running the show, Hunter? Maybe you can shed some light on that too.
who have been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40, $50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times. How to pass more legislation.
He's the fucking Democrat in Delaware. That's all it takes. And his name is Biden. You guys have found ways to have millions of dollars to work in Delaware. Don't play that bullshit.
Any president in history, how to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment.
Except when you're about to run again, when you're in decline, and everyone hit it. Hide the decline, just like the global warming thing.
For his. Not to mention, who's Jake Tapper's audience? Jake Tapper,
my mom or something.
He's going after everyone who's ever said anything bad about his dad.
Anymore, no. By the numbers, what influence does Jake Tapper have over anything? He has the smallest audience on cable news, and beyond that, I think that the book is right now on Amazon that he put out. I mean, his ratings just went to shit after he put the book out. You know, they did a 2-week infomercial for it. I mean, it was such a money grab.
It was goofy. That was goofy. How much they promoted that friggin' book, trying to save face for being part of the part of the hiding of Joe Biden's. Well, I don't know. They didn't really hide it very well because we all fucking knew. We all knew. But anyway,
service to everybody that he serves with.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, Hunter Biden on his fuckaliest tour. So anyway, I have a couple other articles open, and you can check them out. And there's also obviously the aggregator. But Hakeem Jeffries admits Democrats don't care about Epstein. What did he say? Jeffries has been waging a weeks-long campaign hammering Trump administration to release the full collection of materials related to Epstein. Admitted Democrats did not demand transparency when former President Joe Biden was in the Oval Office. The Democratic leader's response highlighted his caucus' newfound concern over the handling of documents related to the disgraced financier and fed into GOP lawmakers' claims that Democrats are using the episode for their political gain. Of course they are. Oh, by the way, Pam Bondi, I think. You know, Trump said, "Oh, go have the grand jury testimony released and in part or whatever, the parts that are relevant." Pam Bondi apparently is going to ask for everything to be released, not just the so-called relevant parts, not just in the New York Jeffrey Epstein indictment, but also in the Ghislaine Maxwell. I know it's Ghislaine, but I like calling her Ghislaine because, you know, the Ghislaine Maxwell trial in Florida and the first Epstein trial in Florida. She's going and having everything released. And also, apparently the Solicitor General, I can't remember the Solicitor General's name, has also asked for a judge to release everything regarding all of the Epstein files. So we'll see how that goes. Are these judges going to release everything, the grand jury testimony, the transcripts and everything? And is that what Trump really wanted? I don't know. Like I've said all along, because all the lefties are like, oh, he's definitely in it because he's doing this gaslighting, which I was curious about the gaslighting he was doing too. But as I have said from the beginning, someone said, well, Trump's probably in there too. If Trump's in there, fuck him too. I don't care. I don't care who's in there. I want to see prosecutions and perp walks. And all these celebrities that, went there. I can't believe that Prince Andrew's not in handcuffs when he was here. And the problem is there are too many powerful people involved. And if more people, again, unless you believe Epstein actually did end himself, I think people are worried about people being Epsteined. I'm pretty sure there's some powerful people and perhaps agencies, you know what I mean, that don't want this information out there. But I think for example, Ghislaine Maxwell has already offered to do interviews with media. So I want to hear what she has to say too. Look, Ghislaine is in jail for trafficking minors. To who or whom? I don't know which is the proper way to say it, but she didn't traffic minors to herself. Anyway, Hakeem basically admits that this was here it is. Here's the clip.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. House Democrats spent last week trying to force votes to release records related to Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
And you have said that you support that amendment.
Yeah,
Why
you
are
did.
Democrats just looking at this and pushing for this right now and not really during the Biden administration?
I support transparency.
Yeah, that's not what her question was.
The far right, Donald Trump, right-wing conspiracy theorists and others are the ones who have put this Jeffrey Epstein thing in the public domain. Let's be clear about that. No one looking at the facts disputes that. This isn't anything that any of us as House Democrats have been focused on ever in terms
well, why not?
Of trying to
Why
fan
not?
the flames.
Why not?
Of what may or may not happen.
Why not?
But once
Why not?
it has broken into the public domain, and there's a clear desire on behalf of the American people to get more information.
Now there's a desire by the American people to get more information? A lot of us have been clamoring for this for years.
Then the right thing to do is to present the facts and the evidence to the American people so that they can make an informed decision about what may or may not have happened.
You're not playing games.
And who may or may not be implicated.
You're not playing games.
In the Jeffrey Epstein matter. Let's be clear.
Here's the follow-up.
Let's be clear about the situation here.
About what?
Jeffrey Epstein was a friend of Donald Trump.
Yeah, we know that. That's nothing new.
Was arrested during the Trump administration.
Okay.
Jeffrey Epstein was detained during the Trump administration. Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide during the Trump administration.
And?
Trump administration officials have said prior to arriving in Washington in positions of prominence, including at the FBI and the Department of Justice, that they were going to release the Epstein files. Trump administration officials
And that's why a lot of us are mad that they didn't. So, okay, we're on the same page here. Where were you a year ago?
now in a position to release the Epstein files. Does any of that, in your view, have anything to do with President Joe Biden?
The Justice Department under Joe Biden had all this stuff for the entire length of the term that Joe Biden was president. So, yeah. Were you clamoring for it then? Nope. Hi, TC. What's up?
Why do we think President Joe Biden or President Barack Obama's names are being invoked? Because Donald Trump is running scared. And the Trump administration.
And if he is, like I said, if there's something he did there and nefarious, they can prove it. Fuck him too. I don't care who gets caught up in this. I don't care. I'm just doubtful because, again, we know when Donald Trump kicked Epstein the curb. We know when Donald Trump gave information to the lawyers for the victims without being subpoenaed. Just volunteered it. Volunteered testimony against Epstein. So I'm, whatever.
Is running scared. What are they hiding?
So, but here now, like I said, now Pam Bondi's going to try to get grand jury is requested all that information released from all 3 investigations and trials. So good. And let's see, what's this? Oh, that's about the Obama's Russiagate scandal. There's a bunch of articles in the links. Here's what I want you to do, though. I'm reminding you right now. In the links, I have the YouTube version of this video. I have the Instagram version of this video. I have the TikTok version of this video. If you have time, please go and watch all 3, maybe once or twice, because my voice is very soothing. Go watch it and like it and make a comment, please. Especially the TikTok, because this is the first TikTok I've ever put on the internet as PDawgKnight. And so that one, there's going to be no views because nobody even knows it's there. So if you can do the TikTok one, that'd be great. Those are all going to be in the links today. And I would appreciate it if you do that like right after the show. It would be greatly appreciated. Let me drop all these links in here right now. And hopefully I will be back tomorrow. Oh, I will be back tomorrow. Duh. And here, so I'm going to drop the links. Click the links. The last 3 links are the videos that I did, my most recent short videos. I'd greatly appreciate. Why is this taking so long? Come on. Okay, there we go. All right, so here. The fuck? There we go. So here are today's links. And that's it. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'll be back my same time tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Gotta go. My name is PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great friggin' day. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thanks for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.